Thank you very much. As I was introduced, my name is Claudette McGee, and I'm a member of the Public Service Alliance of Canada. It is one of the unions that represents federal government workers, and we stand in opposition of this bill. It brings tears to my eyes. As I was driving here today to attend this rally, I thought, is it really true anymore that we're the true North, strong and free? No, we aren't. Shame. I say shame on the Conservatives and shame on the Liberals for supporting this. So, Bill C-51 allows CSIS to contravene the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Any measures for national security must be balanced with every person's right to civil liberties and freedoms protected under this charter. This government is obviously not concerned with constitutionally entrenched rights, since they also recently tabled Bill C-59, which attacks the charter right of our members to free collective bargaining. In both instances, the government has not justified why the legislation is necessary. They are more concerned with political posturing ahead of the federal election. Bill C-51 was another example of this government rushing through a bill without adequate debate and consultation. We are alarmed that the government blocked Canada's Privacy Commissioner and former Prime Ministers from testifying before the Parliamentary Committee. Both CSIS and the RCMP have a history of targeting the labour movement, intervening to break strikes, spying to undermine and disrupt organizing efforts, and collecting information on labour activists. Last year it was revealed that the federal government has tracked and reported on 800 demonstrations and events since 2006, including PSAC rallies and at least one vigil for missing and murdered Aboriginal women. Bill C-51 is vague and leaves these types of peaceful demonstrations, work stoppages, wildcat strikes, and other forms of non-violent civil disobedience that may be deemed unlawful, susceptible to far-reaching interference and disruption by the RCMP and CSIS. PSAC has joined the rest of the labour movement, along with former Prime Ministers, Supreme Court Justices, and legal and academic experts in calling on the federal government to withdraw Bill C-51. Our members have written letters to their MPs and local newspapers voicing their concerns, and we will continue to fight against these shameful attacks on our fundamental rights as Canadians. The 2015 election is an opportunity to set a different course for our country. When you go to the polls this year, bear in mind the Conservative government's record on the public services Canadians depend on. Do you know that fewer than 1 in 4 Canadian kids has access to regulated childcare? The Conservatives abolished the federal, provincial, territorial funding agreements on childcare, cutting $1 billion out of childcare in Canada. Tell me why one province in this country has affordable childcare at $7 a day, and the rest of us can't. Instead of making childcare affordable, the government introduced cash payments directly to parents, which represent only a small fraction of monthly childcare costs. Legislative changes to EI are hurting workers and economies in many communities in Canada. Fewer than 40% of laid-off workers are now covered by EI, the lowest in 40 years. Because of federal cutbacks estimated at $36 billion over the next decade and changes to the funding formula, our healthcare systems will soon face serious spending cuts and will not be sustainable. This government closed 9 Veterans Affairs offices and cut hundreds of frontline workers who provide services to veterans. As a result, many veterans are not getting access to the services they need. I urge you all to consider these issues when you go to the polls on October 19th. Thank you.